The United States Army has about 450,000 active duty soldiers, close to 1 million once you count the National Guard and Reserve. And almost every one of them can point to the same chart and tell you exactly where they stand. 4 soldiers make a fire team. Teams stack into squads, squads into platoons, then companies, battalions, brigades, divisions, corps. But that pyramid is only half the story. Cutting across it is a second structure, branches and corps, with names like Ordnance, Quartermaster, and Inspector General. This is how the whole machine fits together. Start at the bottom. The fire team, 4 soldiers. A team leader, usually a sergeant, a rifleman, a grenadier, and an automatic rifleman. Small enough that everyone knows their job by heart. 2 fire teams, plus a staff sergeant to run them, make a 9-man rifle squad, the atom of the army. Notice the math. 1 leader, 3 or 4 subordinates. That ratio, the span of control, repeats at every level of the pyramid, because in chaos, no one can effectively command more than a handful of moving parts. 3 or 4 squads form a platoon, 36 to 50 soldiers. It's led by a brand new lieutenant, paired with a platoon sergeant who may have 15 years in uniform. That pairing, young officer, seasoned sergeant, is deliberate, and it repeats all the way up. 3 or 4 platoons make a company, 100 to 200 soldiers under a captain and a first sergeant with its own flag, the guidon. Tradition renames it by branch. In the artillery, a company is a battery. In the cavalry, it's a troop. Stack 3 to 5 companies and you get a battalion, 400 to 1,000 soldiers under a lieutenant colonel. This is the first echelon with a real staff, personnel, intelligence, operations, logistics, each with its own office. Several battalions form the brigade combat team, 4 to 5,000 soldiers under a colonel. For 20 years, this was the Army's unit of action, and it comes in 3 flavors: infantry, striker, and armored. A brigade combat team packs its own artillery, engineers, cavalry scouts, and supply columns, a small, self-contained army. Divisions are where the names live: the storied airborne, air assault, armored, and mountain divisions. Around 15,000 soldiers under a 2-star major general. The Army keeps 10 on active duty, and its newest reforms make the division the centerpiece of how it plans to fight. Above them, the Corps, 20 to 45,000 soldiers under a 3-star general directing multiple divisions. Above that, field armies and theater armies wire the Army into the joint commands that actually run wars. From 4 riflemen to 500,000, one repeating pattern. Now rotate the chart, because every soldier holds 2 addresses. One says where you serve, 2nd Squad, 1st Platoon, Bravo Company. The other says what you are, your branch, infantry, signal, ordnance, military police. Roughly 24 branches and corps, each with its own school, its own insignia worn on the collar, its own traditions and heraldry. Units own you for a tour. Your branch owns you for a career. The old sorting called them combat arms, combat support, and combat service support. The fighters, the enablers, and the sustainers. The fighters first. Infantry, the Army calls it the Queen of Battle, takes and holds ground. Armor, heir to the horse cavalry, brings the tanks. Its scouts still call themselves troopers. Field artillery, the King of Battle, delivers fire from miles away. Air defense guards the sky. Aviation fills it with helicopters. Special Forces got its own branch in 1987. And the engineers fight with explosives and bulldozers alike. Their emblem is a castle, because since 1775, they've built the forts, the bridges, and the roads that every other branch marches on. An army is a city that moves, and 3 corps keep it moving. The Ordnance Corps, founded in 1812, owns the weapons, maintenance, missiles, ammunition, and the bomb disposal teams. Its shell and flame emblem is the oldest in the army. The Quartermaster Corps feeds the city. Rations, fuel, water, spare parts, the riggers who pack every parachute, even mortuary affairs, the ones who bring the fallen home. The Transportation Corps drives it all: trucks, trains, ships, and ports. Amateurs, the saying goes, talk tactics. Professionals study logistics. In 1860, an army surgeon named Albert Meyer invented a way to talk across a battlefield with signal flags. His signal corps has run the army's nervous system ever since, from wigwag flags to radio nets to satellite links. Military intelligence reads the enemy: analysts, linguists, drone feeds, interrogators. The cyber branch, created in 2014, is the newest in the army, fighting on networks instead of terrain. And the Chemical Corps, born in the gas trenches of 1918, stands guard against the weapons no one once used. Modern war runs on data. These branches carry it. Some soldiers are something else first. Army medicine spans 6 corps of its own: physicians, nurses, dentists, medical administrators, specialists, and veterinarians who care for the working dogs and inspect the food. The Judge Advocate General's Corps, army lawyers, running courts martial, and the laws of war has existed since 1775. So have the chaplains, clergy of every faith who deploy unarmed. Their assistants carry the rifle for both of them. Doctors, lawyers, clergy, commissioned directly into uniform. Professions inside the profession. In 1777, a Prussian drill master named von Steuben arrived at Valley Forge and rebuilt Washington's army as its inspector general. The office never left. Today's IGs inspect readiness, teach standards, and investigate complaints. And any soldier, any rank, can walk into an IG office and be heard outside their chain of command. Around them stands the rest of the Army's immune system: military police for law and order, criminal investigators for felonies, auditors for the money. An institution this large survives by inspecting itself, loudly and often. None of it moves without paperwork and pay. The Adjutant General's Corps, running since 1775, keeps the records: orders, promotions, evaluations, personnel files, the mail that morale rides on, even the Army's bands. The Finance Corps guards the oldest promise in the institution: soldiers get paid. Muster rolls in 1775. Direct deposit today. It sounds unglamorous until a promotion is lost or a paycheck is late. No records, no army, no pay, no army, very quickly. Every machine needs a spine of clerks, and this one is 2.5 centuries old. At the very top, the Constitution puts a civilian, the Secretary of the Army, atop headquarters, Department of the Army. The Chief of Staff, a 4-star general, runs the Army staff beside a Sergeant Major of the Army for the enlisted ranks. Below them, giant 4-star commands: Forces Command, which keeps units ready; Army Materiel Command, which equips them; and the newest, the Transformation and Training Command, stood up in Austin in October 2025, merging the old Training and Doctrine Command with Futures Command. And it's all 3 components at once: Regular Army, Army National Guard, Army Reserve. Here's the secret: the pyramid is how the Army parks, not how it fights. For battle, commanders task organize. A tank company joins an infantry battalion. Engineers, air defenders, and medics bolt on. The result is a task force built for one mission and dissolved after. Combined arms means no branch fights alone, and a philosophy called mission command holds it together. Commanders state the intent, subordinates supply the initiative. The org chart is a menu, not a cage. The Army's real structure is its ability to recombine. Step back, and the design shows itself. A span of control small enough for chaos. A deputy behind every leader, so the structure survives its losses. A branch system that turns 500,000 people into guilds with schools and lineages. Watchdogs wired outside the chain of command, and clerks and paymasters threaded through all of it. It has been iterated continuously since 1775. Militia companies to divisions, drill books to data links. Every soldier a coordinate on two axes, a unit going up, a branch going across. The pyramid holds because it was never just a pyramid. It's a lattice,